It's all good saying I want to do something, but I want people to understand where you want to reach. So I know you've given me some goals here already. By September 25, you want to have at least be in your second block, and I think that's a really clear definition of where you want to be. So that's why when you get this, I would urge you to spend a bit of time later on. I'm not going to go through it now because you're already very clear in your head where you want to be. But my whole thing about goal setting is we need to know where we're heading, because if we don't know, we're never going to know when we've got there. Okay. So I have some tips here around goal setting. Why? Obviously, why? It provides clear direction. It enhances focus of ourselves. Why are we doing something? It increases motivation, because once you start to see that you're progressing towards that goal, you feel more motivated. You want to do more of it. It improves decision making, because, for example, let's say you said, I want to buy 2 blocks of flats. That's still not that clear. But we say we want to achieve £5,000 of income in the next 3 years. Right. That then defines how many blocks, how many in each block, how many flats in each block, because we need to then work out those numbers. And I'll show you in the next couple of slides what I mean. When you goal set, you also boost, your self-confidence, because you feel good, you achieve, you can see the progress that you're achieving. And more importantly, number 7, it provides accountability. You said you were going to do this. I'm a big accountability type of person. I will say, all right, next week 25, I would expect you to do 25. Okay, life gets in the way, maybe, I agree, but sometimes but other times I was going to say, look, we need to get you to 25, because my best student is a guy this year.
It's got 80.
Say again?
It's got 80.
There you go. You've been listening. Yeah, exactly. But guess what? This guy did 80, and within the 3rd week, he'd found something to buy. He's buying it. So brilliant. It is about the amount of effort we put in, right? Ultimately, it defines what we achieve in life. So here's an example. Now, I am 46. So for me, I started to do this 15 years ago. And at that time, I was doing 25-year goals. Now, I don't scare. I try to not scare people to say 25-year goals. But I do say to people that you've got to do it at least 10-year goals. Because then at least you can start to foresee what's going to happen in 10 years and then work backwards. So when you read this...
Yeah, I was seeing your TikTok video on it, and I thought it was fantastic. Look, you should got to set long-term goals in property, because that's what it's all about.
But even not in property, even for example, pensions, retirements, and so well, you would. I'm guessing you saw I was in Mauritius a few weeks ago. That Mauritius property is part of my 25-year plan, because I was thinking already at that time, when I get to an age where it's freaking cold in February and January, I'm going to be somewhere else. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that was the 25-year goal that it started to materialize. It's amazing once you start to write things down, because once you start to write things down, that means your brain has already engaged you into thinking about it, and then you start to deliver them. Even my kids are teenagers. They hate me for getting them to do it, but I tell you what, they do it. They set goals.
How do you keep your data that long? That's my problem. You write things down on a piece of paper. You write them down, it's gone.
Okay. Hold that thought. I'm going to share with you how I do it. Doesn't mean it will work for everybody, but there's something called Evernote. I
remember. Yeah.
You remember talking about it, right? So basically, it's a note-making thing, but it's a digital note-making. So every day, that's what I use. My builder uses it. My property manager uses it. The guy who does the social media uses it. Everybody is on it. So, but on my personal one, guess what? At the top of every day when I open it, what do I see? Goals.
25-year goal. No way.
I tell you what, it's there. And you know what? I don't 100%. I don't read it every day, but subliminally, it's going in.
Yeah.
And you see it. So you've just said that, you've got to be able to see it. Otherwise, have a look at my and let me show you my room. If you don't think I do it myself, look. Actually, my wire is a bit stuck. But can you see on this paper on this wall here?
Yeah.
And then here I've got goals. Actually on my wall there, you can't see there. Right there, I've got the goals that I set from 2020, and I keep leaving them 2021, 22, 23, 24, because I can see the trajectory.
Yeah.
And believe me, I do not look at it every day for sure. But once in a while, I'll stand up and I'll be thinking about something. And I'll go there. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, actually, I've done this, I've done that. All of a sudden, you're thinking, God, I've not actively looked at it, but I've done it because it was there already in my mindset to do it. So, in terms of setting long-term goals, I think it's important to go through this. When you are defining your long-term goals, make it stretch. If you're going to try and achieve £5,000 a month, let's say in 5 years or 3 years, let's push it to 7. or 10, because if you go for 10, you might achieve 7. If you go for 5, you'll probably achieve 3. So don't go crazy on it, but always try to stretch yourself a little bit. Make sure when we are writing it, they are specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're realistic, and we've got some timelines. Here's an example that I usually use for one of my companies. To have a property portfolio of 100 units that is generating £300 per month profit by 2035. That means producing £30,000 per month. That's one very clear goal. So it's specific, it's measurable, I know what to achieve. Is it realistic? 100 units over 10 years, that's 10 units a year. Yeah, that's probably realistic. That's quite realistic. And is it timed? Yes, I know I've got a 10-year window to do it. So if that is an example of a 10-year goal, I then say, okay, well, what do I need to be achieving in year 5? So that means I need to have achieved 50 units, producing £300 per month by 2030. That will give me £15,000 per month. Then I break it down even more. And I say, okay, we've done 10, we've done 5. So what happens in the next 12 months? Well, to get to 50 in 5 years, I need 10 in the first year. Yeah? And then if I need 10 in the first year, guess what? This is how I can achieve it. I can achieve it in year 1 by buying 1 block of 10, 2 blocks of 5, or a mixture of that number. So actually, when you think about a big number, you must have thought, God, 100 in 10 years, that's a lot. But actually, when you think about it, that's 1 block of 10 in 1 year. Actually, it's not as crazy as you think.
Yeah.
So that's why I want you, one of the things that I'm going to ask you to do as part of the weeks, we're going to create a spreadsheet.